Well, over the course of the election campaign, we're looking at a number of different battles between different parties in different places. Tonight, a return match in South London. The Lib Dems' Simon Hughes is trying to win back North Southwark and Bermondsey, where he was an MP for 32 years, until he was beaten by Labour's Neil Coyle, the man who now stands in his way. Susanna Mendonça can tell us more.
There are plenty of colours to choose from when it comes to political parties. But while the national picture might look like a straight fight between the Blues and the Reds, in this London constituency, it's all about the Reds versus the Yellows. And mums here at the Recreation Arts Centre are divided on which shade to go for.
On the Lib Dem side, I like the fact that it's quite a strong anti-Brexit vote. But I also like our current MP, Neil Coyle. I think he's quite active. I think he's quite responsive.
Bermondsey and Old Southwark used to be viewed as Liberal Democrat territory. They'd held it for more than 3 decades. But all that changed in 2015 when Labour got back in.
Back then, the Lib Dem vote had collapsed across the country, and this constituency was one of the places where that gave Labour the chance to claim the scalp of a huge political beast.
And I do hereby declare that Neil Coyle is duly elected.
That spurned Lib Dem thinks he now has a chance to claw it back, though, because his party's no longer in the coalition government.
We got a kicking for making that decision. Now the issues are different. The issues are, what are we going to do about the Europe question? We, at the beginning of the campaign to stay in Europe, were the party who fought really hard to stay in. Labour were feeble.
More than 70% of people here did vote to remain in the European Union. But the problem with the Lib Dems' anti-Brexit tactic in this election is that the Labour candidate is also pro-EU and even went against his own party to vote against triggering Brexit.
Even on this issue of the whip on Europe, people know if Jeremy Corbyn tells me to do something I don't want to do because I think it will be worse for this community, people know that I'm prepared to do that.
Housing is another big issue that matters to people here. This is an area where redevelopment has often led to accusations that local people are being priced out. This tenant says she'll be voting on that issue.
All old tenants are being driven out or people are driven out of their homes, really, because of this massive change in housing and the bristling developments.
For those who are interested, there's a full palette of political colours on offer here. But all eyes will be on whether this seat ends up reflecting a Lib Dem resurgence or Labour's survival. Susanna Mendonça, BBC London News.
And this is the full list of those candidates standing in the election in the constituency of North Southwark and Bermondsey. And if that's one of the key Labour-Lib Dem battles, later in the week we'll be looking at the Lib Dems' battle with the Tories to win back seats in southwest London. Boys at a North London private school could be allowed to wear skirts if a plan for gender